Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller prospecting. Welcome to another Tuesday Night Gold Panning Fever, episode number 167. Let me flash over and catch up on chat really quickly. See who's here. Donna, thank you for being here and being a mod and being here early. Buddy Biggs Adventures, thank you for joining the channel and the show. Refotris, what's up? Aqua Donkey, how's it going? Gentleman Prospector, how's it going, Ken? Hopefully you've been doing good. I got your package in yesterday. I forgot to text you and let you know. But thank you for your package you sent me. Autism Magnet, Mary, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Mama Bird, how are you? Package Total, what's up? How's it going? Who else we got here? Stephen LeBlanc, how's it going? Joey Brown, Joe Weiss, how's it going? Joe Weiss, in case you don't know, you should check out Carson Prospecting's last video or his second to last video. I'll put a link to it in chat. He just, you were a winner from last week, so you need to go over there and collect your prize. He had asked me if I knew how to contact you, and I didn't, so go over there, check that out. You won something from his channel because you joined my last live show, so go check that out. J&V Rockhounding, how's it going? Trying to make sure I catch everyone. Reglab, how's it going, Reglab? I saw your video with all the amethyst. That was some nice buckets of amethyst. Knight 880, how's it going, brother? How's it going? Brad Welch, how's it going? In Search of Gold, Mark Sheldon. Just took a half hour nap. I know I used to take naps before my live shows, but then I was just too groggy and it's too hard to get up and set everything up. I was always too rushed. PA Patriot, how's it going? Careless Whispers, how are you? Thank you for joining the show. Kraken Agate, thank you for joining the show. I think I'm all caught up with everybody. If I missed anybody in chat, I apologize. Trying to keep up, but I think I got everybody. If not, I appreciate you being here and thank you for being here. Well, hopefully they sell, Reg. Let me pop out chat. I know that'll help you towards your business, as you said. All right, there we go. Rustic Redhead, thank you for joining the show, and I hope you enjoy it. All right. We're all set up now. We're all set up. There we go. All right. All set up. So today we're going to be panning some high grader from Gold Nugget Sales. Now, this was a bag he sent to me, so we're not going to do an ROI or anything else like that. He sent it to me right before my long Tuesday night 8-hour stream. And I was going to pan that one out, and I gave away 2 bags, but we ran out of time. Actually, with 8 hours, I still ran out of time for the Paydirts I had. So I figured I would do this one today. Get some of that high grader gold. That's not bad. That's not bad. Slow and steady. That's how you win the race. Home Zoo and Prospecting, how's it going? And if anyone asked me anything, I apologize. It's so hard for me to catch up with chat really early. Trying to make sure I said hi to everybody. Looks like I did. So we're going to be doing some panning today. Get some of that gold because gold is just going up and up and up. Last time I looked, it was what, $85.50 a gram, $26.50 an ounce. It's just crazy. We'll have to see if it stays this high after the election. Because I know whenever there's an election, gold tends to spike or drop pretty epically around an election time. So I'll be curious what it does within a month after an election. So we'll have to see. So TM, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Now, hopefully today we don't have as many issues as we did last time. I rebuilt all of my OBS. I simplified it. Made it a lot easier, hopefully, to keep track of everything and get everything going. We'll have to see, though. Everything always breaks. 3,800 plus in Aussie dollars, and probably a little bit more if it's Aussie gold, too. Done dude digging. All right, Tim, how's it going? I'm never going to remember that. Everyone changes their name way too much. Jason G. Yeah, I know. I think it was on my last show I said that I think sellers really need to go back to going old school and start offering some smaller bags of Paydirt. I was talking with Ed, who's not here yet, not being a moderator, but I remember like when I first started doing these videos, which was about 8 years ago, and I started panning about 10 years ago, there used to be most of the sellers sold quarter-gram bags of Paydirt, they sold eighth of a gram, quarter gram, half gram, and 1 gram. That was it. It was really hard to find a seller that actually sold 3 gram bags, 5 gram bags, 1 ounce buckets, anything like that. I think at the time, the biggest seller or the most expensive Paydirt you would buy was actually from, not Eureka Joe's, whatever the other one is, Felix Paydirt. It was Felix Paydirt. You only got a 50% ROI, but he had 1 ounce buckets. He had, $500 buckets, $1,000 buckets, and all those things. But most sellers back in the day used to have 1/8 gram bags of Paydirt and gold at that time was what, $40, $36 to $44. It would range from $36 to $44. Half. It was half of what it is now, and sellers were selling 1/8 gram bags of Paydirt. Now it's really hard to find a seller selling a half gram. I really, really think sellers, if they want to keep people in this hobby, are going to need to start selling 1/8 gram bags of Paydirt, quarter gram bags, half gram bags. I know it's not as profitable for them, but, having somebody that normally would order, a gram a week, all of a sudden ordering 1 gram a month, now they're losing 4% of their, they're losing 75% of their profit anyway. So they need to start getting those little dollars in. We'll have to see. So I know if I was selling Paydirt, I'd be selling quarter grammars at least, John Gear, how's it going? Casey, thank you for joining the show. Kristen Reed, thank you for joining the show. Chris W., thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate everyone that's here tonight. I really do. I'm down for half gram bags again. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be as much fun as in the old days because, spending $20 and getting a half gram, and now you're spending $45, $50 to get a half gram. But I really think sellers need to do it. I really think they need to, I know a lot of the numbers that sellers go through, and I know they make $10 to $15. A good seller will make $10 to $15 off a 1 gram bag of Paydirt. And they typically still try to make that with a half gram bag. So if you're making $10 for a 1 gram, $10 for a half gram, you might have to start making $5 on a quarter gram just to bring in those people that can't afford it. Because with gold this way, people can't afford to be spending $100, $120 every single month just to get a little bit of gold. But everyone might have $20. You have a bag of Paydirt up there that's $25 with a guaranteed set amount of gold. I think you'll still sell some. So, Donna, thank you very much, Donna. This is very early. Usually wait till I get rid of the ugly mug to tip. Thank you very much, Donna. Is this going to be? Yeah. I mean, well, eventually gold is going to get way past when I'm no longer here, but, eventually it'll go up. So. Well, you can't go wrong with Banshee Paydirt. I did see she had some up for sale. I didn't get any. I already have one on my shelf, so. But I did see she said something. I think actually if you go to Banshee's channel, I think the last video she posted, she was asking if she should sell more. And I think she should definitely sell more. I think everyone should sell Paydirt. If you've got a good Paydirt and you've got a good ROI on it and it's not ripping people off, everyone should sell Paydirt, Eventually, once I'm tired of doing this channel, I'll probably sell Paydirt, but who knows? I might not want to have to answer emails and stuff like that. I don't know how good I would be with customer support. I would just have to do weekly live shows and let people ask me all the questions then. No. Yeah. That's it, done. Well, I mean, I was saying in my last show, and I was talking to someone earlier today about gold going up, and I said, not only, whenever you have, wars and political change, new presidents or new kings or queens being elected, anytime you have something like that going on, gold always goes up or down. It's always very chaotic in that point. And when you have a war, it typically goes up during wars. So I was telling, and I said, and then the other problem is, since 2000, only 5 major gold mines have been found. That ones are they're workable. And I don't know if everyone remembers, but at some point in the past, a long time ago, at some points, oil was really hard to find, and oil went up in price because they could not find oil, and then they had to send out exploration companies everywhere and searching, places that they never looked before. They had to learn how to do deep wells in the, deep areas of the ocean to get to oil. And oil was spiking, going up and up and up until they found those. I think that's what's going to happen is people are going to really start looking in some places that they never wanted to go to look for some gold. So, you might start seeing more and more operations, mines trying to mine gold in the ocean and things like that. So, because if you're not getting more of something in, it becomes a little bit rarer, But, like I said, gold's going up. I love Paydirt. I love Paydirt probably more than I do gold itself. Just the panning, it's kind of a hobby for me. But, if you're going through a bag of Paydirt and it's going to cost you $100, I think sellers going to have to start giving some better, smaller bags for us. Banshee Big Rum Bottle 1 ounce is going to be an awesome prize. I might have to see that. Hey, Dragon AU, how's it going? I don't know, Chris W. They didn't say, I guess, you could put things up for sale. I don't think so. And then anyone that's a Patreon member, I know we're not getting to the panning yet, and everyone's just looking at my ugly face, but for anyone that's a Patreon member here, I know last Tuesday I said I was going to do an update about next month's Patreon prizes and how we're going to deal with that. I still haven't done it yet. I've been going through there. I'm having some issues trying to think of a way to do it. So essentially, I cannot run giveaways anymore. I cannot do anything that has anything to do with a giveaway. It cannot be a random chance. So I have to do a contest every single month for my Patreon members. And I haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to do yet. And once I do, I will update everyone. It'll probably be this weekend, which I know is cutting it close for the next month. But I assure you, the prizes we have now, every month, the last couple of months, they will still continue to go just like they have. It'll just be how you enter them will be a little bit different. Now you might actually have to guess something. It'll probably be something to do with like how Jeff Williams does it, where every month you're going to have to guess the weight on something. So far, that's where I'm leaning towards, but I don't know how I'm going to make you guess yet. But it'll be something like that. But I don't know. They didn't really say anything about these selling stuff or anything like that. And, I haven't sold any Paydirt on there in a while, and it's probably going to be a while till I sell some again. It probably won't even be till next year at some point. And at that point, I can always just put it for sale on my website. I can put a PayPal link on my website and do it that way. So, and yes, that purple Paydirt gold was very, very cool. Unfortunately, it's all in the mail again. It's been sent out. I had to send some to one person and some to another person, but sadly, all of that purple gold is gone. I wish they made bigger nuggets. I've talked to the guy who at the website luciteria.com a few times, but he is obviously getting it from somebody else. He doesn't speak English very well, and trying to get him, it's slow to email him. He's like me, emails me back once every 2 months. So far, I've been trying to get like a big 2 to 3 gram nugget, something that would look really nice on a shelf, and he keeps telling me he doesn't think it's possible, but we'll have to see. I might have to reach out to Nile Red and see if he'll give me one. If he'll make me one, if I pay for it or have somebody pay for it or something. But yes, I really like that purple gold. I've been sitting on that stuff and getting complaints from people saying I was supposed to shoot the video. That video was supposed to be out last month, so. And thank you very much, Scott Roberts, and thank you for joining the show. Matthew, thank you for joining the show. David Danduran, thank you for joining the show. And anyone I miss, I apologize. Thank you for joining the show. Yeah, the purple gold is really fragile. So, I can tell you, I was told exactly how many pieces of gold were in the bag of Paydirt. And so after I weighed it up and shot the video and everything, I counted up the pieces to see, and I gained pieces. So just sitting in a bag of Paydirt and not even really panning it out too much, it wasn't a bag. It was, when the bag was sealed, it was made sure that it wouldn't move around too much. It broke. It's really, really fragile. If you take one of those nuggets and you drop it on the table, it'll be 2 nuggets. So Oh, MCD prospecting? That's... I'll have to go look at that. Here, let me go. I'm actually go look at that right now. And here, we're going to start panning. Let me shrink down the ugly mug, get everything ready. Here, we're going to do. Oh, I can't find it. I'll have to look later. But all right, let's shrink down the ugly mug. We'll start doing some panning. If I can figure out what I'm doing. I reset my my OBS and now I'm confused with everything. So all right. Oh. That is not right. All right, there we go. Here we go. There's our pan. And as you can see, I still have my green pan. I didn't clean up anything after the purple gold video, so I figured we'll just reuse the water and everything. So there we go. Let's get rid of the ugly mug now. And we're going to start doing some panning. So give me a second to set everything up, move stuff around. Gregory Littleton, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Always. All right. And again, anyone that's joining the show late today, or tonight, depending on what time it is where you're watching, we're going to be panning out some high grader from Gold Nugget Sales. Now, this is a bag he sent me. It's a custom 1 gram bag, so it's a really big bag. Because I will make a joke about Mike over at GNS. I ordered, when I was getting ready to do a battle a while back, when I did the 3 gram battle, I was going to originally have that at a different date, and I needed a 1 gram bag to do later on the next Tuesday. So I ordered a 1 gram bag, or I had a secret shopper order a 1 gram bag and a 1/2 gram bag from Mike at GNS. But unfortunately, they didn't label which one was which. So I had no idea which one was which. So I had to take both of them here and get my secret shopper to order himself another one. So Mike at GNS does make mistakes. Ortiz, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Thank you for being a mod. But so this is a bigger bag than usual. Let me see if I can find the other one. Where is the other one at? Yeah, so this is a typical 1 gram bag. And this is the big one. You can't see it. Y'all can't see it, but it's about twice the size. It's a ton of material, so. It was on my shelf earlier. Let's dump this out. We're not going to classify it or anything. Hey, Weezen, how's it going? Thank you for being here, and thank you for being a mod. Oh, thank you, Gregory. And it was just about to, bring attention to suicide for everyone, not just the military. Both my older sister and younger brother succumbed to, So it's something, it was a show I'd been wanting to do for years. And this year it just so happened that, National Suicide Awareness Day fell on a Tuesday, and I had some extra bags of Paydirt sitting around, and I figured, why not, I don't usually do anything on Tuesday. Might as well pan the whole day. So, but all right, let's start digging into this. There we go. Pan full. Oh, I already got some gold there. There we go. Nice little piece right on the top. But we'll have to pan it out. Some bigger rocks and stuff, but Get this green pan some use. It's been a while since I used a green pan. Rocky Mountain here. I didn't see everyone saying hi to him, but since I'm using my phone now for chat, it skips by too quick. But Rocky Mountain, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. No worries, Gregory. I know everyone can't make every show. I appreciate everyone that comes and shows up for some of them. Stanley McFalls, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I started panning. It was just, when I used to work a lot. I was one of those people that, I enjoyed working extra hours, extra shifts, and picking up shifts. Not at every job. I actually have to like the job to do it, but, and when I became disabled or when I filed for disability and I knew, that's it. Once you file for disability, you're not working anymore, you're not doing anything. And, it was just very stressful. And, I sold pretty much everything I owned when I was going to file for disability. My comic book collection, my coin collection, things like that. Because I knew it was going to be a long wait and, stuff like that. And it's pretty depressing. So, and I just so happened to find gold panning, and that was my, Zen moment. So, and it's why I still pan today, keeps those, the mind occupied on those bad days. So, a couple pieces of gold, not much, a couple flat pieces. Now, Mike did tell me that this bag had 1 gram in it, but again, I'm not going to weigh it up or anything like that. No review or anything, because I got it for free, and I typically try not to weigh up gold for anything that I get for free. I did with the purple gold, but I was told I could just to show it off on camera. So, and that was just essentially for a video. Oh, there you go, Casey. Woo woo. Oh yeah, if one of my mods wants to drop the hidden link, then I appreciate it. And yeah, today is. Oh, I don't think I changed the link. Don't drop the link yet. I gotta. Oh, here. Let me see. I don't know if I updated the link. Let me see. So give me 1 second. I gotta think. I don't think I updated the link. There we go. All right. Now somebody can drop the link. One of the mods can drop the link. I'd appreciate it. And it's a good thing I remembered. Tomcat Josh, thanks you for joining the show. I appreciate it. I don't know where HD is. He wasn't here last week either, was he? No, he was here last week. There you go. Thank you very much, Weezen. So yeah, now you can, let's see. Yeah, so that is the link. Make sure you drop a link. I will be giving away, this is for raffle spot number or giveaway spot number 2 of 7. And we're giving away a Colorado bag, or I'm giving away a Colorado bag of Paydirt with a 1/3 gram of gold in it. So just for watching me pan and listening to my voice and looking at my ugly mug sometimes. So easy peasy. And Prospector Jason E. Miner, thank you for joining the show. And anyone I miss, I apologize, but thank you very much for joining the show. Some more pieces, a little picker here. Other one. Both little pickers. Yeah, I really, really like the high grader. Like I said, if you haven't watched it yet, I did a video with the GNS 3 gram battle, trying to see which one of his are his best and which one was the best deal. And I'm not so sure the high grader is still my number one. I think right now the Australian Paydirt is probably the best one to buy right now. The high grader, if it had the 1 gram nugget still in the 3 gram bag, it was a better deal. But if you're going to buy a 3 gram bag from Gold Nugget Sales, if you think about it, the Australian gold will sell for a higher price if you list it on eBay, or you brought it somewhere to sell, or you wanted to sell it. Someone will pay a little bit more for the Australian gold, so you might as well get those 3 grams in Aussie gold, right? Hey, what's up, Carson? Joe Weiss is in the chat. He was earlier. I gave him a link to your thing, so hopefully he contacts you. I haven't seen Watson yet, though. But how's it going, brother? AAA Rockhound, how's it going? 406 Findings, how's it going? Randy Klatt, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. And while we got a whole bunch of people here, and again, I'm going to talk to my Patreon members, even though I love all my subscribers as well, but my Patreon members, I will be doing an update this weekend. As soon as possible, I will be doing a video. Tomorrow I'm shooting something, so maybe Thursday I'll try to do it, explaining how I will have to be doing the new non-giveaway every month to give back to my Patreon members. Because, I got to give back to my Patreon members because they're the ones that keep this channel going. So I will have an update because I do have to change how I do the non-giveaways that I was doing every month, because they were not giveaways. I never did a giveaway. But I have to change it all up and do something. I haven't 100% figured it out, but later tonight and tomorrow I am going to figure it out. So, but I will still be giving back. There is no way that if I do Patreon and someone's a Patreon member that they don't have a chance to get the gold that I'm panning out and buying every month. Hey, Bob's Pistols, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. And yes, Miller Prospecting is open 24/7, unless my host goes down. But my host is pretty good. I haven't had him go down in a while, so I mean, knock on some wood now that I said that. So, couple of little tiny little specks, not much in that pan. And Brian Phillips, thank you for joining the show. I know I saw somebody new join in. Karen Yuntz, thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. And remember, everyone, during the panning of the live show, my mods will be dropping a hidden link. Make sure you click that link, go to that video, and leave a comment, because I will be pulling one name out of there later tonight, and you'll be entered in a future giveaway. Once we have 7 names collected, this is for name number 2, where you could win a Bag of Colorado Paydirt with 1/3 of a gram of gold in it. We'll guess a number from 1 to 1. You can't do that. It can't be guessing where it's random. They were very specific. I'm telling you, I went back and forth with this guy trying to figure out a way. So there can't be a wheel involved or anything like that. So it just has to be essentially a jar full of marbles, and whoever gets the closest, you know. It's random, Jason. That's the problem, is if I do that, then it's random. So it has to be something based on skill or, you know. They call you when you fall asleep. Well, stop falling asleep. Especially don't fall asleep with the volume on. Hey Bob, I don't know what I'm gonna do with the Brooklyn's Finest. I don't even know. I have it somewhere in here, but unfortunately, the bag is so busted open, because it actually busted open even more in your package that you sent me, because your package was full of dirt, his package was full of dirt. So I might try to see. I might cut the sticker off. I might buy another bag off of Amazon or something. You know, buy a black bag, and then cut his sticker off and put all the dirt in there and stuff like that. So eventually it will get on the shelf. I have to just figure out a way, because right now the bag has 2 big holes. Essentially the whole bottom of the bag is missing. So, but eventually it will go up there. It's just right now it's just sitting on my table waiting for me to figure it out. But again, thank you for sending me that. So, but yeah, back to the Patreon. Ask what is 2 + 2. You might get multiple winners. I might get a couple winners. So essentially anything I do, I have to run by the Patreon people, because for whatever reason, they do not like me right now. And they are just watching my channel. So whoever reported me obviously fired them up enough to be, I mean, I don't know if they're going to be going after other Patreon members for later, but they're just like focusing on me right now. So I had to go back and forth with them to get them to approve what I'm going to do. And essentially it came down to is every single month every tier is going to get a pile of gold or a nugget, whatever it is. It'll just be a pile of gold. So like for last month, let's do the $10 tier. Last month, the $10 tier, everyone's name was put in a wheel, and the winner got a bag of Paydirt with 3/4 of a gram of gold in it. So now probably what I'll do is, since we have right around 25 members, I will make up a bag of Paydirt, and it will have anywhere from 0.6 to 0.85 grams of gold. And then everyone will get one guess, and whoever's the closest to the actual amount will just win it. And that's the way it's going to have to be. So people that don't want a prize don't have to guess. Those who want a prize just get one guess, and, you know, you'll have just as much chance of getting it as if you were in a wheel, I guess, you know. Hey, I am Zaxxon. How's it going? Yeah, I did see. I was telling everybody earlier that Julie, to go check out Julie's channel, because she said she was having some more Paydirt up for sale. Reason. No. So the only problem I'm having with the new system really is before, like I said, so before I was giving away 0.75 grams for a $10 tier. That was about what was in it. So I'm either going to, so some months it's going to have to be lower, obviously, because if I just do 0.75 every single month, whoever's the fastest person to hit the keyboard is going to win it every single month, and I don't want that. So what it'll have to be is it'll have to be one month it might be 0.6 and the next month it might be, 0.85. So it's really going to be on whoever, what month you win it on whether it's a better bag or not. No, so Jason G, the way we'll do it is I will, so like for this Tuesday, the next Tuesday, so my next Patreon live show is going to be totally the same. I'm sticking with the old system for this coming up because everyone's already been a Patreon member and I can't change how I'm doing something in between. But what I will do is the day of my Patreon show, so like, what is it? So October, I think 4th or something like that is going to be my next Patreon show. That day after the Patreon show, I will post the nuggets or the gold on Patreon for everyone to guess for the entire month. So you will have a month to guess, but the first person to guess that's the closest will win. So, obviously right after the Patreon live show, you'll want to go to Patreon and guess, but if for whatever reason you're busy, you can't do it, you'll still have time. You'll have a full month. Yeah, Ortiz, I hate guessing games as well. I'm never even close, like ever. I mean, I don't enter most guessing games just because I don't want to win and take away from somebody in the community. 8-3, what's up, brother? What's up, Rich? But even in my head, I'll also look at something and I'm like, oh, that's like 1.4 grams. And then they'll be like, oh, yeah, that was 12 kilos. And I'm like, really? Like, am I that bad? So, but yeah, I will be making a video explaining all the rules, how it works and stuff like that. I mean, they're just being like they want me to have explanations for everything on my about me page and stuff like that. And just, I don't know. I don't know why they're so hard on me, going hard on me. I'm guessing they're just trying to figure out who, I'm guessing what happened was they reported me. And this happened before. This happened about 3 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago, this happened before, and they went after me and Martin from Gold Paydirt Reviews. They went after both of us, and we kind of argued back and forth, saying, well, if you're not going to penalize Jeff Williams, you can't penalize us. And I guess they didn't want to mess with Jeff Williams, so they kind of backed off. But now they're after me again, and now since this was my second warning, they told me if I mess up, I just lose my Patreon page. And I don't want to lose my Patreon page, so I figure I'll just bow down to their rules and figure something out. But I guess they're trying to make me as the first example, so then once I'm done, they can say, oh, just do like he did, Only time I guess right, I didn't win anything. They won't tell me, Jason. But I know for a fact because they said in one of their emails to me, he did say that somebody reported me. Because I kept going back and forth asking him. I kept saying, well, who reported me? Maybe, it's competing somebody else that has a channel that's just trying to get my Patreon members. Because I told him I'm not the only person doing a giveaway. I didn't throw anyone's name underneath the bus, but I did tell them they have other Patreon members who do giveaways. And I even told them, I said, they have much bigger channels than me who do giveaways. And that's how I kind of got the idea to do this, was by watching other people do this. And they came back and they said, one of their emails back to me was, so you don't get reported again, maybe you should not use the word giveaway. So, Alaskan Assassin Adventures, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Yeah, this is some pretty dirty stuff. It's amazing how it changes just the look. Here, let me drain out the water. Because that's what it looks like now, but that's what it looks like to start, This is some really dirty material. Oh, yeah, neck injections, back injections. None of injections are any good. I used to get spinal injections for pain, and I hated it. And the worst was I could, they would put me in a position so I could see the monitor that they were using like the x-ray to guide it in. And I was like, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this needle traveling through my body going into my spine. I'm like, no. So, but I will be posting on Patreon explaining it all. And I will say this too: if anyone's already a Patreon member or interested in being a Patreon, one of my $79 tier members did leave, and if you're interested, that spot is open if you want to be a $79 tier member, because I probably will be ending that tier in December and not next year, not having a $79 tier. And there's a reason for that, but I'm not going to get into that. That has to do with, like tax things, other people driving me crazy. But I do have the $79 tier, and the only reason I'm thinking about it is because the person just texted me right now. But so I do have one $79 tier. If you wanted to join my $79 tier, I have one spot open. So yeah, they are. I did it for about a year, and luckily for me, I stopped doing all those things because my doctor, in Indiana, I know in most states it's like this. You have to go to a very specific pain doctor. You just can't, your regular doctor can't prescribe you pain medication. So before my knee surgeries, I used to always go to a pain doctor, but he just kept always wanting to put me on more and more stuff. And, like, why don't you go to Oxycontins and this and this? And I'd tell him, no, I don't want this stuff. Stop trying to, make me a junkie, So eventually it just got to the point where I was like, no, I'm not, I just not do it anymore. So here's a nice little piece here. And this one's got, you're not going to see it, but this has got a nice piece of host rock on it. No, right there on the edge. I thought it was just dirt. Maybe it was, but seems to be sticking on there pretty good. But that's a nice little piece. That's a nice little piece for this. Supposed to be a 1 gram bag. Only pants. How are we doing, MJ? How have you been doing? No more Facebook drama I see in a couple days. Every time I go on Facebook, MJ's going to have a little drama. Hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully the kids are doing good. Hopefully work and everything is doing good. Yeah, it was one of the better things, it really, really helped me, but, a lot of my pain in my back was caused because my knees were so bad. So, you kind of tend to walk weird and, walk funny and put a lot more stress on your spine by doing that. So, once my knees were replaced and I can pretty much walk now without, where I can walk normal. So it really helped. So now I just have to, use a heating pad on my back usually every night for a little while. So yeah. Well, that was my next step, was we were going to have a pain pump implanted in me for my spine. But I told him originally it was scheduled before my first knee replacement, but I kind of got scared about doing that. So I said, why don't we wait till after my knee? Then after my first knee replacement, my back hurt a lot less. So I was like, hey, why don't we wait till my second knee? And then after that second one got replaced, then I was like, I'm good to go. I don't need, heating pad every once in a while, some Advil if it's a bad day, or, Oh, MJ. Yeah, but well, you're either at work or driving, because once you get home, you just stop being nice to us. That's when your kids want to eat and stuff. Like, Mom, we need food. Can you clean the house? Can you do my laundry? AAA, I saw you did a live, and I was in the middle of doing something with my kids, and I was like, oh, look, I saw your thing pop up, and I was like, oh, let me go catch his live. And I think I was cooking when you did it, when you popped up. And then I got sidetracked, cooking and hanging out with my kids, and I totally forgot until after the show was over. So I'm sorry about that. And thank you. And again, thank you, Weezen, for popping the hidden link. If you haven't already, make sure you leave a comment in the hidden link so you can get a chance to win spot number 2 in my upcoming giveaway. Working and working, no worries. I appreciate everyone who's here. If they're just listening, just popping in every once in a while, I appreciate it. 3 hours. There you go, bro. Two hours is usually about my limit for a live show. Usually my back starts giving out after about that point. Yeah. Like even when I shoot videos and I'm down in my studio, it's about 2 hours, about the max I'll do in my studio before I go upstairs and take a break for a while, eat or something. The 8 hour long show is a special one. So I think the 8 hour show is the longest I did. And before that was the what was that with that Aussie bag? Or that one took forever. That's awesome. 66. I'm showing 62 on mine. That means 4 of them must be leaving and popping back in and out. Yeah, make sure you hit the thumbs up, everybody. Like, subscribe, all those good things. 5 hours? No, I can't do that. And then my daughter used to always tell me, "Oh, you should stream playing video games." I told her I can't do that. I'd get tired of talking after like 2 hours. I'm like, no. People would be like just watching me nap. And again, thank you everyone for joining the show. I appreciate it. I always appreciate everyone who shows up on Tuesdays. There we go. So, yeah. Couple more pieces. Maybe it is only a gram. Maybe that. Now I might weigh up that big piece of gold just to see how much it weighs. Because now I'm curious. 7 hours? Yeah, no. I mean, I could maybe play video games, and I've probably played video games with my kids for 7 hours. Um, Me and my son sometimes will play a game, like when he's at his mom's house and I'm at mine. And we might play for that long, but I couldn't keep my attention span to talk to people. Yeah. But Tio, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. Yeah. I couldn't be keeping up with chat for 7 hours. Doing it while I'm panning is okay and for a little bit, but no. Jackson, how's it going, brother? How you been doing? Yeah, gold hit 2680. Yeah, it's crazy. Like I was saying, I said earlier, I'll be curious to see what happens after the election if it keeps going up, because it's been going up at a pretty good pace. Yeah. Yeah. I'll be curious. Have a few of the high graders. Yeah, I really like the high grader. Like I said in my 3 gram battle that I did last month, I really like the high grader and the Aussie bag. I think those two are a steal. And if you didn't notice, Mike did reply in a comment in that video where he did say he got the high grader gold and the Aussie gold at a good price, and that's why the prices were lower than they should be. But once that gold runs out, if he doesn't get a good price, it'll be a higher priced bag. Because just if you look at all his 3 grammers that he has up there, the Aussie one and the high grader are definitely underpriced for what you're getting. Because both of those are 23, 24 karat gold. And while I know most people, me including, will say that gold's really doesn't matter with Paydirt, depending on how you're selling it, if you're going to list it on eBay, if you listed 1 gram of gold flake on eBay, people are going to pay less than spot. But if you put it up as 24 karat Australian gold, people will pay over spot. And that's a big difference when then you got to pay eBay fees and stuff like that and shipping. So, yeah, Mike is a great guy. Yeah. Now, there's a whole bunch of reasons. There's wars going on and political upsets and stuff like that. And, and not only the dollar, but pretty much every country is whatever the pound or whatever, everything's taking a hit. Inflation's just, the cost of eating is going up in every single country. It's not just the United States. When COVID hit, every single big company in the world got together and said, hey, let's just rip everybody off for as long as we can and make as much profit as we can. And they're still doing it, In the last 4 years, every single food company's profits have gone over 25% more than they used to. Every single company is making billions and billions of dollars more money. That means that, and that's not just in the US, that is in every single country, in the United States, in the UK, in Paris, in Germany, every single country, food is just going crazy. So it's making the dollar worthless, or worth less. That's awesome, Karen. Yeah. Couple more little pieces. Yeah, every kid is different. When me and my brother were growing up, my brother was really, really gifted. He was really, really smart, great artist, and things like that. And I was the ugly one. He got all the talent, and I got all the ugliness. So, hey, TM, how's it going? I'm having chicken for dinner tonight, too. Chicken and taters. That's it. Simple, simple. Yeah, nice little chunky bits. I'm excited to get to the finishing pan so I can see it all together. package. So I guess today's the chicken night. All gold will put a smile on somebody's face. Ribs and baked bean. That's a good one. I'm not a huge fan of ribs. They really have to be cooked good. So, you know. But I do love baked beans. Unfortunately, it's funny. Generally in chat, whenever we talk about a food, if I say the words, I love that food, generally my kids hate it. So that's what I was about to say. I love baked beans, but my kids do not like them. Because I always think of when I make certain foods, I'm like, oh, baked beans would go good with that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, but my kids won't eat it. And then the problem is I will say sometimes, and I do it, where I'll say like, oh, I'm going to make them anyway. And I'll just make something else for my kids. But then I gorge on baked beans and, you know, I'm fat enough as it is. That's it, Brad. Yeah, it's a fine line. You know, my son plays a lot of video games, but it's a fine line of you know, making sure that they do other stuff. But he also rides a skateboard all the time, and he practices his tricks every, you know, day after school. And then once he gets, you know, too hot and tired, then he'll go inside and play video games and cool off. Baby back ribs. There we go. Ribs and corn. I really do like this high grade, and I still have 2 bags. I don't know when I'm gonna pan out those other 2 bags, but eventually I am saving this high grader gold. Since I did some for my 3 gram battle, I have this bag here, and I have 2 more on my shelf. And these will be going as a Patreon prize in the future. I will do a high grader Patreon giveaway or contest. I don't do giveaways. I will do a Patreon contest with high grader gold. I saved all the Australian gold from that video as well, so I will have a month where it will be Australian gold. All right, we're getting the end of it. Won't be long until we get to see that smile. Just picking up all the little pieces, and eventually all those little pieces are going to get to one big smile. So, yep, another couple little pieces. Well, that's how it is eventually. When kids are littler, they tend to have more spunk to do weird things. My son was the same way. You know, when he was younger, if you told him, let's go hiking or do something like this, he was all for it. You know, like, let's go do this and let's do that. You know. Nowadays, it's kind of like, you know, oh, do I have to? You know, if it's something special, like if I tell him we're going on vacation and we're going out of town and we're going to do some, you know, gold pen, then it's all right to him because he knows then that means we're going to get to eat out for a couple of days and, you know, he can wake up late and, you know, he really won't have his computer with him or something, though. Gurmudge in Alaska, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show again. Appreciate you being here. No. And my daughter was the same way. She was always more excited to do things, but once they hit those teens, that's it. That's you're done with it. You know. And my kids were homeschooled until like, they got older. So then it was a lot easier too, because there's not the whole thing of, like, well, my friends all play. Can I play with my friends online? I think that's the hardest point is if, all their friends are doing something. Not many of their friends are going to be out, panning for gold and stuff like that. So that pan, one tiny little piece in this pan. I'm not even going to bother to dump it. We'll just add some more dirt to it. So the last of the dirt. They do. They don't you hate when you can't find your passwords? Oh, I was so aggravated the other day. I did something on my computer and it forgot all my passwords. And I was like, you stupid thing. Oh, I remember I just cleared all my cookies and everything. And it was just like afterwards, you have to go to every website and reset up half your stuff. And we got to send you a text. We got to send you an email. I was so aggravated. It's way better when kids are in their 30s. Yeah. I mean, I will say my kids are relatively good compared to, me. When I was their age, I was a terror. So. Too. Yeah, that's when I used to be married, and that's when my kids were younger and stuff. They were more into it then. Yeah, and like I said, my son will still do things, but it's got to be like, it wouldn't be like, back in the day, if I'd have told him, like, hey, let's go through a gem bag of Paydirt every day, he would have probably been okay with it. Now I have to like really butter him up to do a video once a year, you know. I bought him a metal detector last month and it's still in the box. I told him, I was like, if you don't want to open it, let me know. I'll just put it up on eBay or I'll sell it to one of my, someone, because I was like, the return window's closed. So I'll sell it to someone on Patreon or something, get some of my money back. I really hoped he would want to do that, because we could do that local, but nope. I mean, I'm sure if I bribe him and tell him like, we'll go out and get burgers after. Well, I hope he does it, Brad. Yeah, their bodies definitely grow more than their brains. That's definite. That and the whole thing of trying to fit in, kids in school and stuff like that. It's the new so I got him one and I got me one. I got the new Find X's. I got him the Find X and I got me the Find X Pro just so we could, go around in our neighborhood, the little parks and stuff like that, not spend a ton of money. And I wanted to try them out and see how they worked, but he's being this way. So I'm gonna probably set mine up this weekend. And then next weekend when he comes over, we'll take mine out, see if he likes it, and then see. And if not, I'll just get rid of his. But I'm used to that with kids, like, oh, I gotta have this sweater. I gotta have this sweater. Why is this sweater still in your closet 6 months later? Well. My daughter used to be really bad with that with clothes. Like she'd want, oh, I gotta have this very specific, very expensive hat, and then she would just never wear it, and you'd be like, oh my gosh. Gem bags, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, it was always gem Paydirt. If my ex was in the video, then it was a gem Paydirt. Because she liked gems more than, because the gems, I think a lot of it had to do with what we kept too. See, the thing was, even today, I mean, when I first started, any of the gold I found in any of my videos went right back to my Patreon members, and it still does. I mean, very seldom do I get to keep any gold. Sometimes when people send me stuff on Tuesday tailings and Tuesday shows and stuff like that, I might get to keep that gold. But generally, if I'm doing a review, that gold is just going right to my Patreon members. But if I do a gem bag of Paydirt, then we would keep the gems, so we had a little box with all the gems. So I think they were more interested in those because you kind of tell somebody, hey, let's do a gold Paydirt, and then we're going to take all the gold and give it away. They're not as excited. Mm. There's a tiny little piece of gold there. I think it's going, yep, just went in the Tuesday tailings. So, oh well. No, yeah, they were always just more, I think, like I said, I think they were more excited for the gems just because they got to keep them. They could look at them all the time. Yeah, we did a whole lot of gem stuff. We did, gem Paydyrts. We did the oysters. No, I haven't used the metal detector yet. No. No, I've got to set it up. I'm gonna set it up this weekend and then next. Just been doing some projects around the house. No. But no, not the one I got myself. No, I got the Find X Pro. So I'd be curious. I want to see how it works. I watched the Relic Hunter. He's usually my go-to person if I want to. I mean, he's really big on the company, the Nocta. Yeah. But yeah, I got to take mine out because I need to find my pins for my yard because I need to work on my driveway and my neighbor will complain if I put rocks on her part of the yard. So need to see if I can find my pins. So figure I'll set it up for next weekend. My kids come over and let him try to find the pins, and if he finds any loot in the yard, then he can have that too. Hey, Bradley, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show, Ozark Buck. Appreciate it. And Donna, thank you very much for dropping the hidden link. And make sure you go, if you haven't already, make sure everyone goes and leaves a comment on the hidden link. And I will check before we do the giveaway, make sure everyone's comments are going through. There we go. There's our gram of gold. I'm not going to weigh it up. I might weigh up that nugget in a second. I might put it down on it weigh because I'm just curious. The little piece of host rock. So nice little pile of gold. No. Probably what I'll do is just take some pictures later and post them on Patreon of the gold because I really want to take a good picture of this one. I want to look at it with a scope a little better and see how it is. Hey, S-Rip. Well, I appreciate you lurking. I really do appreciate it. It's definitely 1 gram. Mike is going to always give you what you pay for, or he gives you and tells you it is. So Mike did give this to me as just in the channel to pan out one day. I'm sure when he gave it to me, he wanted me to also give out the 2 half-gram bags, but I ended up giving the 2 half-gram bags away during my 8-hour stream. So, the biggest nugget, that depends. That would be from a bag of Paydirt that I was reviewing, or one that was donated, because I did pan out a 1 ounce nugget that was sent to my channel. And I had a lot of that gold from the $25,000 gutter gold that Mike over at GNS sent me. But the biggest one from a review was, I think, 3 grams. So, all right. It's ugly mug time. I'll shrink this down. So, in here, let's get... There we go. Get all that murky water out of it. But yeah, so I think the biggest nugget I've ever found panning from a review was 3 nuggets, which is surprising because I've done some really big bags of Paydirt, and I think that's it. Now, I might have gotten one bigger because I did, no, I think 3 grams. I don't remember who it was, though. I really wish I did remember it. Yes, I did, TM. But that was just like a donation, so I wouldn't count that as the biggest one I've panned out. Like, I mean, I guess it is. I mean, it just depends on how you look at it. You know, it's just like with world records. You got all these things like, was it with assisted or non-assisted? Yeah, but from a review, because I know for the longest time, the biggest nugget I'd ever found was with Lynch Mining. But then somebody topped it with a 3 grammer, but I don't remember what bag it was. No. I don't know. I should have kept track of these things, but since, like I said, that nugget ended up getting given away. I did the giveaway with the one, I think one Christmas I gave that nugget away. So, you know, all the gold that comes in my hand goes away. So, you know. Exactly 1 ounce. It was exactly 1 ounce. 31.1 ounce. It was exactly on the dot. Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite panning sessions, and not just because, you know, I found, you know, you find a 1 ounce nugget, you're gonna love that panning session, but the fact that, so I don't, most people probably haven't seen that video, but it was a live show where I got a bag of Paydirt and it was sectioned into 3 sections, and I started panning it, and they kept telling me, read the rules, and it was supposed to be, I wasn't supposed to pay attention to the bag because I wasn't supposed to notice the nugget. And even when I was panning it, you could see the nugget, but I was so busy with chat and just panning on, you know, autopilot that I didn't see it. And for the longest time, and when you go back to the video, you can actually see, because I did post a video just of a short, I think it's a 2-minute video of me panning that out. And you can see it peeking its head out. And there was still a lot of dirt, so you knew it was a big nugget and you could hear it, but I was just on autopilot with chat, so... No, it was not a made nugget. It was just a natural nugget. It came from Dave over at Gold Bay. No. Here, let me get my phone's blowing up. No, it was just, you know, I think it was just luck of the draw that it was 31.1. But I know the person who set up the donation or the thing to my channel. Oh, no. My volume was way up there. I apologize for that. Hit it up by accident. The person who put the thing together had reached out to a couple people trying to find, he wanted exactly 1 ounce nugget. So, yeah. No, but the biggest one panning, I'm trying to remember who I got the 3 grammer from. I don't think it was Lynch Mining, because I don't think Lynch Mining really had any bigger ones. But I typically don't find too many nuggets panning with reviews, just because most of the reviews I do are 1 gram, then maybe some 3 grams. And except for gold nugget sales, almost no seller offers a 1 gram nugget with a 3 gram bag of Paydirt. So most of the time, if you get a 3 gram bag of Paydirt, you might get a ½ gram nugget. I think that's about it. So, well, that's pretty good. 2.44, Brian. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't. The biggest one, because the thing was, I used to keep the biggest nugget I ever found. And I used to keep it, and it was going to be for my son or my kids. And then if I got a newer one, I would replace it. And the old one was I want to say 3.22 grams was the biggest. But then when I did a Christmas giveaway one year, I think it was the year before last when I did the nugget giveaway, and it was just a whole bunch of nuggets, I decided just to, put it in the pile and just give it to my Patreon members. So, you know. And Wesley, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. I didn't even see you in there. I'm so zoned out. I see you posted for a few minutes, and thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So I will now tomorrow. I will post some pictures of that gold. It will be on my Patreon. I will put it on my feed, on my community tab for YouTube, but I won't put the pictures. You'll have to go to Patreon to look at the pictures, but it's free. It'll be, you don't have to join or do anything. You can just click the link and look at the pictures. Just Patreon has a better setup for adding pictures. And yes, there is a hidden link. Here, I'll even post it. There we go. So this is the last time we're going to be doing the giveaway pretty soon. So make sure, if you haven't yet, you go leave a comment in the hidden video. And this is for spot number 2 of 7. Once we get to 7 names filled, the following week we'll be giving this away, which is a Colorado bag of Paydirt. And this came from, what was the name of this company? It was Western States Minerals. They're no longer selling Paydirt, so these, you can't get these anymore. So this might be a good shelf bag. It was sitting on my shelf for the longest time, but I decided to give them away. It's got a guaranteed 1/3 of a gram of gold. They do say like 1 in 50 or something. 1 in 75 is 1 gram, but I think we'll have to see. I don't think so, but. So, and then Saturday coming up, I do have a video coming out, a really big video coming out Saturday. It's one I've been trying to get done for a while. And then next Tuesday, I don't even know what we're panning out next Tuesday, but we'll be panning out something next Tuesday. So, but we'll have to see. But again, I need to thank, I didn't put it, Nightbot hasn't been doing his job because I forgot to set up Nightbot last night. It was one of those days, when you think, like, I know there's something I'm supposed to be doing, and you don't do it. Well, that was last night. I was supposed to be setting up Nightbot. But I need to thank Mike over at Gold Nugget Sales for donating this bag for me to pan out tonight. And he donated the 2 ½ bags that I gave away during my September 10th live show, my 8-hour show. That's awesome, gentlemen prospector. I'm glad. So, and I'm going to have some very different bags of Paydirt coming up. For my Patreon giveaways I'm going to be doing, or my Patreon contests. Oh, I can't say the word giveaway. For my Patreon contest in the future months, like I said, I've been saving some weird high grader gold. So I have some high grader gold that we're going to be doing for one Patreon month. I've got the Australian gold for 1 month. I've got the garnets in gold, but I'm going to be changing up his material because he does just regular material with garnets, but I actually have some garnet sands. So you'll be panning through garnet sands to get some of that gold. So a couple of good things. The best finishing pan, unfortunately, you can't get them anymore. It's the SE pan. Here, I have one here. It's this. It's the cheapest pan that they used to make. You used to be able to buy these for $5. And the good thing about it, it had no lip. So there's no inside lip. And it was really, really cheap, like really cheap plastic. But because it was such cheap plastic, it would scratch up really, really easy and would just automatically catch the gold. It's the best pan that's ever been made. I mean, If it wasn't so flimsy, it'd make a great all-around pan, but because it's so flimsy, it's only good for fine gold. It's really good for fine gold and a finishing pan. But unfortunately, they stopped making it. I don't know if the plastic became a banned plastic or something, but they changed it. They put a lip on the bottom, and then they made it a harder plastic. So now it's no longer a good pan, and I can tell you, there's none on the market. I have emailed every single company that used to sell SE pans, and not one company still has these. So I've bought in lots. About 2 years ago, I found a company that said they had like 100 pans left, and I bought all 100 pans because they didn't know if they were old pans or new pans. And I bought all 100 pans at $2.50 each. And there was only about 30 of them that were actually the pan. So I think I probably have the last stock of these pans. And I've got, I think, most of the ones I got were black. So I've got about 20 of these black ones, and I've got about 6 or 7 of the blue ones. So can't find them. It's because I hoarded them all. I've tried the Falcon pan. I have a hard time with it. I don't know what it is about the Falcon pan. I can't get a hold of it. Maybe I'll have to do a live show. Maybe one day we'll do some fine gold one day, and I'll just use the Falcon pan. See if I can get used to it. I don't know if it's just because mine isn't scuffed up enough or what, or just, I've tried the Falcon pan a few times, and I just really have a hard time panning with it, so. October 5th and 6th. Let me see. I mean, you do know that's probably like a 5-hour drive for me. Probably even more than that. Probably even more than probably an 8-hour drive. But I think that's a week with my kids. Yeah, that's a weekend with my kids. You know, which limits me. You know, that's what 90% of my hard time is always with my kids. But I do appreciate that, Ken. And Bradley, I appreciate both of y'all inviting me, so. And third shift. 10-day stretch. Oh, my. Oh, no. No. Driving 11. Yeah, see, I don't do driving. See, my back, I can do about a 3-hour drive, and that is it. And then I'm actually done. So, like, last time when I went over to the place in Indiana for Freedom Fest, it's about a 3.5-hour drive for me to get to Freedom Fest. And originally I was just going to drive Saturday in the morning, leave at like 6, show up at 9:30, hang out with everyone, and then Sunday hang out with everyone, and then leave Sunday night to come home to save some money so I didn't have to get hotel rooms and stuff for as long. But I can't do that. My back, if I drive for 3.5 hours, I'm done for the night. So what I had to do is I drove up Friday, got a hotel room Friday, and just crashed. And then woke up Saturday morning and drove there, and it was still like 30 minutes away from there. So, and then I had to stay until Monday, and then Monday morning left. So, me and driving just don't get along well. I don't know what it is about a car, but even my knees hurt when I'm driving in a car. My knees are replaced, so. I have to see. So. Like a good deep pan. Yeah, I mean, it's really all about how you use it, too. I mean, I know people who like different pans for different reasons, and it's just personal preference. It's the same with color. Some people like pink pans, some people like green pans, black pans, blue pans, red pans. You just have to buy a ton. I mean, I can tell you, when I first started doing Paydirt, when I first started panning Paydirt, I think I spent just as much on gold pans as I did on gold Paydirt until I found my Martin pan, which is the one I love, and the SE pan. But I have probably over 100 pans on some shelves outside of my studio. I have a ton of pans. A lot of them I've never used before. I have a whole bunch, like the Gold Claw. I have a Gold Claw the HD sent me, and I've never used it. I have a whole bunch of pans I've just never used. It's kind of like that thing, once you get used to something, you don't want to change. So, maybe one day when I'm tired of doing Paydirt reviews, I'll just start reviewing pans and just, I won't need Patreon for that because I've got 100 pans. I could spend all my life panning those out. So. Mm. Yeah, I have to look him up his address and see how far away he is. I don't even know how far away he is from me. It's probably, I'm thinking in my head like 3 hours, but I think everything's 3 hours away. I remember I was looking up something that I was telling Vendetta. I said, yeah, maybe I'll come drive down and hang out with you one summer, have my kids come with me too. So that way we could go to water parks and do other stuff besides, just prospecting stuff. Come down for a whole week. And in my head, I'm thinking like, okay, it's Arizona. So that's probably like 4 hours, maybe 5 hours away. And I looked at him and it was like, 16 hours. I was like, okay, well, my math was way off on that one, which is again why I don't guess things. So I only have one black pan. All you need is one pan. Like I said, when I first started, my first pan, I can't remember. I think it was just like the cheap SE 10-inch or 8-inch pan that everyone uses. When they first start, I bought that one off of Amazon for like $5, and then whatever the cheapest pan on Amazon was, I bought that one and I used that one for a while. And the only reason I really changed pans because originally when I was buying like little bags off of eBay, and most of the bags were like little 6-ounce bags of Paydirt, 8-ounce bags of Paydirt. But there was a prospector, John. He still sells on eBay. He's been selling on eBay forever. He still sells on his website. He used to sell medium-sized boxes just full of dirt. He would just shovel dirt in, and it never had any gold in it. But he gave you that dream that there might be nuggets and gold in there. And it was only because there was so much dirt that I was like, okay, I need a bigger pan. And that's when I went to the 10-inch pan, and that's when I started buying a couple, and was like, oh, I don't like the way this one feels and stuff. And then I got the Martin. So new Buddy Sluice, yeah. I still haven't done my review for the Buddy Sluice. I have a Buddy Sluice. It's actually sitting right over here on my floor, right out of camera length. I've tripped over my Buddy Sluice a few times. But I think at the end, in October, I do have a battle with the Buddy Sluice. So I'm going to be doing a battle with the Buddy Sluice. I haven't even set it up to use it yet. I'm always behind on my videos, so I want a finishing pan. One of these days. See, when I retire, one of these days when I retire from my channel, I told somebody, they're like, what were you going to do with all your pans? I'm like, I'm just going to give them away to all my Patreon members. Just start sending stuff. We'll have people get random pans. So, because like I said, I've got a ton. I was looking at my shelf the other day and I was like, man, I really need to do something with all these pans. I don't know what I have for. Because a lot of times it's a good deal. Like that green pan that you get like 20 of them for like $10 on eBay. I bought those and I was like, why not? But what do I need 20 pans for? I need to get a finishing sluice. That's it. You don't even, if you get a good enough finishing sluice, you really don't even need the pan. So, but I will tell you, the Martin pan, if you just use it's hard to see and I don't want to tip it over because it's full of water. But if you just use the finishing side, it's not horrible. I just don't like panning at an angle. Like with the finished side on this, you can just pan it and go to the second. But I'm always just worried, especially since I do reviews, that a piece of gold will fall over the edge. And if I see a piece of gold fall over the edge, then that means I have to repan everything out to get that piece of gold out. So generally, if I'm using like a finishing pan, you're just kind of back driving, back washing. And even if the piece of gold falls to the bottom, I can just restart over and I don't have to pan out 5 pounds of material again. So yeah, see, I know like a flow control. I've never used one. The only time I've ever used a flow control was when I had a Desert Fox wheel. Just because I needed the flow and the controller for the speed or everything. I just always just put in a water flow valve. I mean, because you can get them for $2, and nothing against, Flower Gold Wizard talking. I was like, I'm not going to Amazon and spending $30 on a controller. I just go to Home Depot and just splice some, the tubing in. It cost me $4. Just control the water, not the electronics. So I want a Garrett Super Sleuth. I don't need one, but I want Amazon Super Sleuth is the cheapest you will get. It is on Amazon. They'll typically, if you watch it, just put it in your cart. They'll go down to like $8. I mean, it's probably only $8 right now on Amazon. Here, I'm going to check. I'm going to actually check right now here. Because I know like a few years ago they went down to like $5 for whatever reason. I posted on Patreon and they had like 30 of them and they sold out in like 5 minutes. I guess there was like some pricing error or something. And that's with free shipping. Yeah, see, now it's $30. You just got to add one to your cart because they will drop in price. They'll go down for whatever reason. I guess when they're trying to clear out stock or something, they'll go down. Right now it's $29.95, $29.99. But last year it was like $8.99. So you just have to keep checking on Amazon because they do, like, for whatever reason, really vary in price. But you can get them really, really cheap. So just add one to your cart or to your wish list or something and just check it periodically and just wait. And one day it'll pop up and Amazon will tell you, oh, the price on this has dropped $20. Then you grab it. Because that's what I have 3 of them and I just got them because they were like $8. I'm like, I don't need one. I'm never going to use them, but for $8, I'll grab one. They upgraded them? Oh, I just closed the window. I'm going to have to look at that after. But all right, let me go check and make sure everything is going through for the hidden video, all the comments and stuff. Yep, and everything went through. Awesome. Yeah. Oh, did they upgrade about it? And see, now I'm curious. Now I'm going to go look it up again. There we go. Garrett, seriously. It looks the exact same to me. They didn't even get rid of that hole, which is the one thing I hate about the Garrett Super Sleuth is that hole. Oh, I don't know. The Amazon listing doesn't say anything, so maybe I'll have to look them up on their website. But I love the Garrett Super Sleuth. The Garrett Super Sleuth is one of the reasons this Garrett Super Sleuth is so good is because it's cheap plastic. It is thin. The plastic the Garrett Super Sleuth is probably the same plastic these SE pans are made out of, but it's really thick and it's a really big pan, so it keeps its shape. These are a lot thinner and smaller, so I think that's why. But the Garrett Super Sleuth, like if you ever look at the bottom of the Garrett Super Sleuth on anyone that's used a pan for a little while, it's no longer like a darker green. It's a lighter green from all the little bitty tiny scratches. I mean, it would make a Garrett Super Sleuth would make a great finishing pan. It'll just be bigger and you'll have to control it, but you're just backwashing everything in it. So it would make a really good one. Speed control is better for the pump than the valves are. Yeah, but I'm not worried about that because a 500 gallon per hour pump that everything uses, that's what every single sluice uses. That's what, or 1100 GPH sluice pump that everything uses, including the gold cube and everything else. They cost $9 on Amazon. They cost $9. They're cheap little things, and I've been running. I still have my same pump from 5 years ago. So, and I've run everything off of them. They're cheap little die-hard pumps. They cost $9. I'd rather replace that than some piece of electronics that's going to cost you $30 that you're using around water. The hole is perfect for the carabiner to attach to your backpack. Yeah, see, well, I'm a home prospector, so I don't need that hole. It just drives me crazy. So the hole for me, like I said earlier, a second ago, I have used the Super Sleuth. Like if I'm running, so if I run an equipment review, like a sluice or something, I will check the stuff and I check it in my Super Sleuth because that's what I keep over by my review setup station for equipment. And that hole, when you're backwashing, the water will spill through that hole and spill in my lap. Yeah. Also check where the quantity section is. Sometimes there's a coupon ad. Yeah. Like I said, you just have to wait. The Super Sleuth goes on sale all the time. I don't know why, but I've seen it priced anywhere from $39. I've seen it before at $39 all the way down to, like I said, $5 one time. It's probably because they're trying to move something out because of the way Amazon inventories, like they charge you different amounts during different parts of the season. So they might be trying to clear them out before, fall hits or something like that. And they're going to double the price for storage. But I seldom ever use my, I shouldn't complain about the Super Sleuth because I probably never use it. I use it like once or twice a year. Order Gen 2 cleanup buddy mat. They have a Gen 2. How do they already have a Gen 2 mat for something that just came out? I mean, it's just obviously sales dip anytime. It's one of the reasons I don't like buying a lot of equipment. It's just a lot of times it's stuff that doesn't really, make a difference. That's not a, an improvement to anything like the pans. Most general pans are all the exact same, but they're just fleecing and fleecing and fleecing. I don't know. Hey, Charles King, how's it going? One day you need a pan with that flat-sided pan behind you. Which one? This one or this one? So I have two pans up here. Well, this is my Vendetta signed pan, and I'm never going to pan with that because that's got Vendetta signed to it. And then this is my bat pan, which I have panned with the bat pan before, and it's a little freaky. It's really weird, and it's too big for me to use in my sink. So both of them are actually too big in my sink. The mat is a deeper. So I'm not a huge fan of Dream Mat. I mean, I know it catches gold, and it will, but there's a whole bunch of other pans that will catch gold. Doc knows from Gold Hog knows more about water flow and all this thing than probably anyone on earth. And, how often does he put a new mat out? His mats will catch gold. You just have to know what you're working with, And yeah, Dream Mat is, it's, like I said, it's one of those things where if you want to catch gold, you want to use multiple different mats. I've seen people who work the beach mining in Washington and that have, 12 stack gold cubes. And they will have gold cube mat in there. They will have, Dream Mat in there. They'll have 10 different mats in there because they want to make sure each mat does its certain thing. So I like all chicken. All chicken's good to me. Just certain pieces, like if it's a leg, you got to fry it. That's the only way a leg is good on a chicken. But but I'm going to have to check out the that new mat. I haven't even tried out the Sleuth yet, and he's already got a new mat for it. I love Gold Hog stuff. So it's made well. It's not 3D printed. It's just solid aluminum. The mats are really, really well made. They're not going to wear out in time. So Jason, I really like the FGW Sleuths. I really like the Flower Gold Wizard Sleuths. I'm going to be doing another video with it since I didn't give it away last time. I was going to give it away, but since you can't really take it apart, it's going to be so expensive to ship now that it's, all stuck together, and I don't want to try to take it apart and maybe break it, and then it'll be worthless. So I am going to be doing another video with the Flower Gold Wizard Sleuths. I might even battle it against something else to see, but I really do like the Flower Gold Wizard Sleuths. It's not great for picking nuggets, but if you can't pan a nugget out, then you got problems. You don't need a sleuth. You need glasses. But all right, let me get rid of this on the screen, the gold. And thank you again to Mike at Gold Nugget Sales. He didn't join us tonight. He must be working or swimming around in his piles of gold in his vault. But thank you again for sending this to me. I really do appreciate it. The panning cam. There we go. All right, we got that. So yeah, let's do the giveaway. The hidden link is just dropped. Here, I will drop the hidden link. Is it? Yeah, the hidden link just got dropped. So make sure if you haven't, you got a second, go do it. Giving away spot number 2. Now we already have one name on the list so far, and that's Charles King. So spot number 2 is up for grabs. I agree, Jason. I agree with that. That's a good. Wesley, I agree with that one too. I love the gold cube. I still have mine. I love the gold cube. It's a nightmare to set up. It's a nightmare to set up. It's a nightmare to clean. It's a nightmare to put down. Now, if you're going through pounds and pounds, like if I was on a beach somewhere and I had I was getting 100 10 buckets of beach sands, yeah, Gold Cube is the way to go because you can feed it at any rate and it'll catch the gold, but it's just a pain to set up, you know. The Dream Mat you do have to do slowly. The Flower Gold sluice is great, but if you got chunky gold, it's not going to work. So, you know, every sluice has its pros. Every sluice has its cons. You just essentially got to have a whole bunch of equipment and use what you got. I feed my Dream Mat fast and furious. Well, it depends on what size, but you're at home, right? And it depends on what your what size mat you have, you know. I just like the stock mats in my Gold Cube. I like them. I think they're pretty good. I mean, they're a pain to clean. I think the biggest problem with them is to clean them. I didn't really like the Dream Mat. I have I have a cube with Dream Mat and sluice in one of them. I didn't like that, just because the Dream Mat. So the matting in a Gold Cube is probably a 1/4 inch thick, and so if you rip it out, the Dream Mat is probably a 1/2 inch thick. So you all of a sudden now you got this lip that catches all the gold before it goes in, and just what did Nightbot say? Oh. So, but you know, I've seen all kinds of things. I've seen people put V matting in Gold Cubes. I've seen everything in them. So. Yeah, with the conveyor mat, I like the conveyor mat. I remember when the Gold Cube first came out and I first got one. That's before everyone started buying up all the conveyor mats. So I bought, I think, a 20-foot roll of the conveyor mat for like $20. And I slowly gave pieces of it away to people and pieces away. So now I've got, I think, like 3 feet of it left on my shelf out there. You know, because I'm always like, oh, if I want to build a sluice, I'll use this in a section and that in a section. But I really like the conveyor mat. So it does its job. You can feed it fast and furious. You just have to make sure there's no air in it. So, but all right, let's do the giveaway. Let's shrink down the ugly mug. Do the giveaway. This is spot number 2. And there is the much talked about Miller Prospecting website. I haven't updated the website yet, so I don't have the new purple gold video on here to show off to everyone. But if you haven't, just go to my feed and check out. But I do have my top 10, and you'll see the number 1 is Gold Nugget Sales with Mike, who sent me this bag of high grader tonight to pan out. So thank you again, Mike. And make sure you go check it out. If you want some high grader, you know where to get it, goldnuggetsales.com, or go to my website and go to the number 1 seller. But let's fetch this. Not include replies. Let's continue. Now, again, as always, if I pull your name, you must post something in the live chat before the end of the show to claim your name to get written down on this sheet. Otherwise, you lose your spot and it'll go to somebody next week. So make sure. Jason G. So Jason G, congratulations. I know he's here. He just answering replies. So G, you could use some shiny. Well, you have a 1 in 7 chance of getting it now. Well, you might actually get more spots if you're here for another 5, but right now you have a 1 in 7 chance. So now we're back to Miller Prospecting, that great site. And again, even if you don't want to know who the top sellers are, you can find out who the worst sellers are. Just keep scrolling. They're at the bottom because they're the worst sellers. All right, and now let's ugly mug full size because of Jason. No. There you go, Jason. Congratulations, brother. Oh, does it? It stands for Zaxxon? Jason, I am Zaxxon. Well, maybe it does. No. But again, I will Saturday. I do have a video coming out unless something happens. You know, stuff always happens, but I do have a video coming out Saturday. And this is a video. The last couple of videos are videos I've really been trying to get done for a while, and I've been saving up to do them. I did the 3-gram battle with Gold Nugget Sales. That's one that's been on my bucket list for a while. I did the purple gold last Saturday, and that was on my bucket list. And then the next video Saturday will be is it this Saturday? This Saturday or next Saturday? I don't know. I think I have a video coming out Saturday. If it's not this Saturday, it's next Saturday, but it's another one that's been on my bucket list for a while. So I'll have to see. What is it? I'm trying to look at my calendar. I think it's this Saturday. It's either this Saturday or next Saturday. We'll see. Either way, next Tuesday, it won't be a premiere. I've given up on doing premieres because they're just too hard for me. Cooking dinner with my kids, catching the premieres with everybody here. It's, I gave up on premieres. So if I have a new video, it will be coming out Saturday, 6 p.m., same as my live shows. If not, then Tuesday, you'll hang out with me. We'll pan something out. I don't know. When is the next Patreon live? So it's September now. Oh, next Tuesday will be a Patreon live. Yeah, so next Tuesday is a Patreon live show. So we'll be doing that next Tuesday. Still need to edit my video. I always need to edit something. I may change my what's the name to my long. Yeah, just make it more confusing for me if you win. Yeah. And Watson David didn't show up tonight. No, he didn't show up. The other winner from Carson Prospecting. Who, again, if y'all didn't see the last live show, Carson really fooled me with that Paydirt. I was talking to, I think, Ed about it afterwards. I said there was a thing that he shipped it from Arizona. So once you see something shipping from Arizona, in your head, you're just like, okay, this is from Arizona. So I kept saying Arizona and somewhere. And then I started thinking, okay, Arizona and California, Arizona and California. And Arizona crushed, and I just could not but get that Arizona out of my head. And yes, Ken, there is either going to be or not going to be. I kept thinking all day, I was like, man, I need to set up for Saturday's video, but I typically don't do 2 videos in 2 weeks. And I just posted a video. Didn't I just post a video on Saturday? I don't know. See, this is what happens when you get old. You can't remember everything. And I refuse to hook up my 2 computers together. So I can't look at my calendar that I have set up on my other laptop that tells me when every show that I have is coming out and what's going to be in it and stuff. Like, I didn't even know. Like, so next Tuesday is a Patreon show, which means I need to get some gold together. See, when you get old, you get all confused easily. Oh. I got 5 to edit. I don't have that many to edit. At most, I have 1 in the backlog to edit, Carson just sent Mama Bird. Oh, that's awesome. I'll have to make sure I catch that show. I have to see Mama Bird panning. All right, Karen, thank you for joining the show. I really appreciate it. And you can come by next Tuesday. I will be having a show next Tuesday. It will be a Patreon show, so we won't be doing any panning, but we will be giving away some Paydirt to people that will then be panning it out. Maybe somebody that has a YouTube channel will win some and they can pan it out on their lives. But next Tuesday, we'll be doing no panning, but we will be having some contests for people who are my Patreon members. And if you are a Patreon members, I will be posting a video just for Patreon members explaining the new tier rewards and everything that's going on with them. 64, so I hope I have a few years left too. So I will be posting that. I will be posting some pictures on Patreon and on my community tab of this gold, this high grader gold I panned out tonight. That will be tomorrow at 6 p.m. And then Saturday, I may or may not have a video. I have no clue. I know what Paydirt it is because it's right in front of me. I just don't want to tell y'all because it's actually going to be a surprise. I'm not even going to name what Paydirt it is in the thumbnail or the title. You won't be able to know until it's in the video, but it is a big bag of Paydirt. A big, big Paydirt. It is going to be one of the bigger reviews I've ever done. So, Patreon, yes. There you go. I think that's it. Yeah, that looks like it. Oh, see, Nightbot got to it. Yeah. I like Patreon, That's why I don't want to get banned from Patreon. I know there's other ones like, like Coffee Cup or some of these other ones but I've been with Patreon for so long. I'm used to them. I know how they work. I don't like their fees. I was looking at their fees yesterday and I paid something like $160 worth of fees last month, which is crazy. And they're giving me trouble and they took $160 from me. But what are you going to do? So, but I'm going to get out of here. I hope everyone has a absolutely great week. I hope you find, if you're out looking for gold or you have some Paydirt, I hope you find a lot of gold, because gold right now is skyrocket price, over $85 a gram. So hopefully everyone will, find a lot of gold this week. And Saturday, hopefully I find a lot of gold if I put my video out. Otherwise, it'll have to be the following week. But then next Tuesday, I will be handing some people, some people will win some gold next week on my Patreon Appreciation Live show. So I will be doing that next Tuesday, and I hope everyone joins that show. And you still can win something next week for the live show giveaway. Even if you're not a Patreon member, you could still win an entry for this next week. So you don't have to be a Patreon member. Next week, come hang out with us while some people win some Paydirt from me, and maybe you can win a raffle spot. So thanks, everyone. Have a great week and find some shiny. But I'm out of here, and I will see you all next Tuesday.